Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever in the world you might happen to be. My name is Ghost Dog, and it's fucking cold out there. Got about 2 inches of snow. The sun's out, but it ain't melting it. Good morning, Miss Potato. Miss Sarah, I should say. How are you this beautiful, beautiful day? This beautiful frickin' icy ass day. I am not happy. I wish it would be nice and warm out there, but unfortunately it is not. Oh my gosh, it is cold. Cold and rainy there. Well, we had the opposite. It was rainy, cold ass rain, even lightning and thundering last night, yesterday, and then temperature dropped down below 31 and it turned to snow and it turned into a lot of snow. Got over 2 inches outside and it's still cold. 51. It ain't spring here, it's the middle of the winter here. Good God, it's so damn cold, it's not funny. I am not liking the temperature at all. It ain't warm until that snow starts melting. And that's all I gotta say. Right now, it is actual temperature is 34 degrees and wind chill factor it's 21 degrees with the wind blowing 17 miles an hour from the north up to 25-mile-an-hour gusts, making it feel like it's 21 degrees outside. So no, there ain't nothing spring about that. And I think you're right. I think the Arctic moved down here. I think you're right about that. I even got my hoodie on. Got the fan out of the window to try to keep it warmer in here. It's just cold, period. Something just rubbed up against my feet. What was it? Okay, what the hell was that? I thought maybe one of the cats came up or Roxy, but there's nobody there. What the hell? Okay, that was weird. So we're bored. Figure I'd do a little live streaming, seeing what's going on in this world. Get my screens straightened out. They're all crooked as all get out. I gotta move this thing. Oh shit. Just woke up not too long ago. I'm kind of on my schedule, so when we get the car fixed, nothing will be out of the ordinary as far as sleep pattern. Because normally this is what I do get up between now and 3 o'clock is normally when I wake up, wait for Colleen to come home so I could jump in the car and work to 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, it is cold out there. It'd be one thing if it was cold and that's it, but it's cold with 2 inches of snow. And I'm sorry, this old man is not laying down in the snow. Hey, Pam. Yeah, that's about what I work, Pam. Between 3 and 5 is when I get started. Oh, a.m. Oh shit. Fuck that. Screw that nonsense. That's why I'm going to bed. It's about 5 o'clock in the morning. You nuts to work that hard. I'm sorry, we just don't get paid enough to work that hard. Jeez. Yeah, just waiting on my final parts to finally arrive. And then catch a warm spot so I can actually take that flywheel off, put the new one on, new clutch plate, new clutch pressure plate, and then the fun really begins because we only got one floor jack, and it's only got about a 4-inch cup on the top, and we're going to try to balance a transmission at a certain angle to get it put back onto the engine. So that's not going to be fun, but we did it before. I guess we could do it again. Well, we have no choice to do it again. If y'all are wondering what that is on the bottom, it's not. I'm not doing a fundraiser. It's more of a wish list. Uh, during this last 9 weeks, I should say, one of the parts that I wanted to get, and I thought I ordered it until a few days later and realized it never ordered. And by then, we already paid off other stuff, and I didn't have the money for it. And that's that tie rod end and the rack and pinion. But it's not crucial. It's not going to keep the car from running. It just makes it really interesting to drive. We got a 3-inch play. And the alternator, I've been wanting that for about a year now. But you know what? Like I said, it's not detrimental to the car right now. But I really would like to get that rack and pinion. That's about 150 bucks alone right there. And the only reason I say that is because I got the car apart. I got the rack and pinion off, basically. All I have to do is take it out from underneath the car. But and unfortunately, I was hoping I maybe we could fix it. But you know what? They got those things all sealed up. You can't fix a rack and pinion. But that's a wish list. Like I said, that's just a wish list. So don't panic, people. I mean, if you want to help out with that, just make sure you say rack opinion, and we'll just put the money aside for it. If I were to get it, I would order it because it's going to take a few days to get that car put back together, and it only take a couple minutes to actually put the rack opinion. It's only two bolts holding the damn thing, and that's on the tie rod ends. On both those, you literally just pull it right out, and that's it. But yeah, so that's what that's at the bottom. Like I said, it's not detrimental to the car running. It's just more of a wish list. I do know once we get a couple bills caught up, and once we get working and get a couple bills caught up, I am going to put money aside, and I am going to be buying it, saving up for it because it does need to get changed out. You know, a 3-inch play in the steering wheel during the summer months, it's fine. You know, you just adjust for it. But windy days, it looks like you're drunk as hell driving down the road. I am really surprised an officer hasn't pulled us over, wondering why the car is going like this, and then explained it was not because we're drunk. It's because the steering wheel rack and pinion's shot. They can't shut you down for that, can they? Anybody know? Anybody know if you could get shut down for that? I'd be kind of curious about that. Yeah, I hear you on the saving part. Hear you on the saving part. I know one thing that's going to get done. I got to get to the doctor's after the car's fixed because I can't afford to go to the doctor's and not have the car running so the girls can't get to work and do work. So I got to wait till after the car's running. Then I'll get to the doctor and I'll get my left foot registered, my knees registered, my back registered, my fingers registered, my diabetes, blood pressure registered, so I could get a hold of a SSDI attorney, give them all that information, letting everybody know that I do have that issue, and then probably get my gallbladder fixed and and get my eyes registered as why I can't work a regular job. Because I got the results from the. See, I went straight to the SSDI, to the Social Security people, and any SSDI Social Security attorney will tell you that's about the dumbest thing you could do because you will generally 76% or 80% of every person who's ever tried to go straight through and do SSDI on your by yourself, you're going to get denied. Well, mine was denied, and the reason they said was uh, medical. Well, here's the problem. In the paper that states, oh, their doctors looked at it and said there was really nothing wrong, you don't qualify. They didn't have any medical. So they blatantly just lied. They have no records. I never was able to find my records. So I will have records, fresh records, up to date records of everything that's wrong with me, and then give it to the SSDI attorneys and let them get my SSDI going. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Yeah, it is definitely cold out there. Ooh, excuse me, and all the pigs came with it. So yeah, that's what's happening in the world. Last night I couldn't believe it. I was up 1:30 in the morning. Had 7 to 8 people coming in. I was like, where the hell are you guys coming from? What the hell are these people doing awake? That's what I couldn't figure out. My youngest is in her room singing away. She wants to be able to sing so bad. I got the window up, so if somebody wants to come up on Zoom, I'll open up the Zoom and we could chit chat that way if you want. Like I said, I'm just bored. Bored off my mind. Uh, so what's new with you guys? What's going on in your world? Anybody? I got to get rid of that flip application app. I don't know, understand it. I don't know how it works. But somebody sent it to me. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ah, killed it. Hey Regina, how's it going, girl? What? What was that about? Huh? Yeah, yeah. We don't have to worry about our internet. We don't have to worry about our phones. We just got to get the parts to the house. That's all we have to worry about. thinking about while waiting for people to come up, I could probably design my next background. Show you guys how I do that if you're bored. What is tomorrow? Tomorrow's Friday, right? Got a lot of cleaning up to do before we get that car back together, though. Gotta clean the transmission off. Gotta clean the engine off a little bit. Gotta clean those rotors. Because being exposed, they're getting rust covered. Like I said, I'm just bored off my mind. Yeah, I'm still here. I just really don't know what to talk about. I'm only doing this because I'm tired of sitting down on my ass, laying down on my ass, and watching TV and playing games. I just want to be working. I just want to work. Make some of that moolah. You know, that green stuff. You know what I could go for right now? I could go for some lasagna. Yeah. I could definitely go for some lasagna. Ooh, I still gotta chill. I wonder if Colleen turned the heat down. I know I told her to. It got so warm in my room I couldn't sleep at all, so I had to shut the door and open the window a little bit, cool it off in the house. Really don't want to bother the neighbor, but man, I could use some water. Just plain old water. Good old plain water. You know what? Let's make something. I don't know. We're gonna call it new. I always go 2400 by 1400. And then we gotta change that white out because I can't see anything with a white background. It's too bright. There we go. Raining and snowing. Don't they call that sleet? Hello, Miss Jen. Mr. Oh, that's Eddie. Hey, Ed. We're just bored, waiting for parts to get in. So I figure I make tomorrow's live stream background, get it ready for tomorrow. Except I don't know what to put on it. I don't know what to talk about. Don't have a clue. One thing I always do like to do is I like to set up my centers. Oh yeah, I bet you do. All right. So we got dead center. Something I always like to do because I'm OCD about trying to make sure things are centered up and stuff like that. Then the next thing we do is we find a font. Good vibes. Hell, how you like that? That's actually pretty good right there. You know what? I'm just gonna go with it. Fuck it. So what we do now is once we got what we want, we download it. We come over here. We open the downloads. We find it. Open that. Find the true font. Open that. And then we install it. Okay, so everything is there. And then we save this. Give it a name. Always with the number. Then we save it. And I don't know about you guys, but I have to shut mine off and reopen the program. And now we can load up the good vibes and then put the title in. Make sure we can actually see it though. Yeah. Hey Jan. Okay, once we get that, we go over here. We center it. Now if I want to, I could do this. And then we're going to match it up. And then we're going to take this here. We're going to put one here. And put one here. And then we're going to take this and we're going to stretch it up. And then we're going to stick it in the center somewhere. About center. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, we're just setting up. We're just setting up for tomorrow's. And then we're going to go over here. We're going to text it along the path. Just like that. Well, we're going to try. There it is. Then we get rid of the path line. And then we go back over here. And we have a curve. And we can shut that one off. And then I want to rotate it just a little bit. Okay. It is even. We just got to move it over. And there it is. I wasn't mad yesterday. That was the day before. I had ordered a part and they took my money for it. And then the next day they told me it was canceled. But they hadn't returned my money. And I only had enough money to buy the parts and didn't have any extra to buy, another part while I was waiting for my money. And they were saying it's going to take 2 days uh, to get my money back. And everybody knows basically I was waiting. We've already been waiting almost 9 weeks. And so it just really irked the F out of me. Yeah, I just want to get the parts, and they're coming now. I got orders from a different company, thanks to a gentleman that helped us out in an emergency, and I got the parts order. It's on its way. It's supposed to be here tomorrow. So yeah, that's what that was all about. But yep, Yeah, getting ready for tomorrow. Yeah, I just figure I'd show you guys what I usually do. Usually I do this behind the scenes and you guys don't even see this. But because I'm bored and stuff like that, I figure I'd do this. Normally I already know what I'm going to be doing, so it doesn't really take me that long. On a average time, it usually takes me about an hour to put a screen together. So, if you guys are bored, I'll pull up my Zoom. If you guys are bored, I'll pull that up real quick. I'm going to put that over here for right now. Oh, hell no, we ain't have no damn cat, that's for sure. Yeah, I like that one. Absolutely. So, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to copy the link. You guys want to come up? Come on up, and we'll bring it over. Otherwise, I'm just going to continue working on this. Pretty cool, though. I got an avatar in there, and it's actually talking with me, which is really crazy. And it keeps laughing. If I knew where my other camera was, I'd turn my other camera on. I know it's somewhere, and it's staring at my computer system because every time it comes on, you can see the lights of my computer. But where is it exactly? I have no idea. But anyways, let's continue. We can get rid of this one right now. Delete that layer. That way it doesn't interfere with me. Always make an extra copy. And Mr. Eddie's coming in. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever the world you might happen to be.
Good morning. How you doing?
I am doing fantastic, brother. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing fine. I'm just not used to being home at this time.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
It's just driving me crazy. Um, I can only make so much music, and then after a while, I get bored with that now.
Uh-huh. It's me. Wait till you get to the watching movies, or watching TV shows and shit like that. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Hey,
That's all
Tony. How you doing, brother?
You did go stuff.
Bored off our brains.
I feel
right.
like
What?
So believe me, I know the feeling. Hey,
Yeah.
did you see about that? I guess there was a shooting in a Michigan hospital.
No, I didn't hear about that. What happened?
Yeah, in Troy, Michigan. They got the suspect. They got him in custody. I'm still learning more about.
The only weird one I heard about any medical facility would have been I think it was a nursing home and some I don't know if it was a nurse's aide or if it was an actual patient there or resident there, but it wasn't a
Mhm.
shooting. It was a chainsaw.
What?
Yeah, he got a hold of himself a really nice chainsaw and was going to start turning into Michael Myers or what's that other one? Uh,
Um, Michael Myers. Oh, Leatherface.
Leatherface. He was
I
turning
should
into
know that out here in Texas.
yeah. It was well actually you know where they got the concept from for Leatherface, don't you?
Yeah, wasn't it what's his name? Geen?
Ed Gein, you're right here in Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's where
Hey
they got the
Kelly,
idea.
how you doing, Kelly?
Hey, Kelly. It's a good show today. It's just we're both bored. His car's broke down, my car's broke down. We both do the same job, and we're working people. We just would like to work, and
Yeah.
when you can't, you can't. You go bored.
Kelly said, "Hi, Tony."
I
So yeah, it's like I said, it's no drama event today. It's no fundraiser today. Anything else. And if you see that thing on the bottom, it's a wish list. Does that make sense? It's just a wish, something I would like to have. It's not going to keep the car from driving. It's not going to keep us from working. It's just something we need, but we're not going to die over it.
Yeah, Jen's here. She just
Yeah,
off.
yeah, I see her arm. I see the thing.
Yeah, we're all here. We're just so bored.
Man, it got so cold last night. It's not even. In this rain in the 30s, it's raining, and then the rain stopped, and then it turned to snow, and we got about an inch and a half, 2 inches, maybe even more out there. Uh,
I got people. They know that I'm home. They're like, "Why don't you go live and do another one of those real or fake videos?"
real fake
Yeah,
videos.
yeah. They actually like that because me and Jen have we're always watching these paranormal videos and
Oh
I
yeah.
our differences. Like I think if I think it's real, just like no, it's not. And then we go into depth as to how it's not or how it is, and it's real,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
every
yeah.
time.
Okay, I just sent Jen a message, a picture. This is last night, and I'm gonna pull it up. That's how I get a hold of it. I actually send it to somebody, and I can pull the picture that way. So give me a second here.
Y'all got snow?
We didn't just get snow. We got the snow.
Is it?
All right, folks. I'm going to bring this up real quick. Eddie, you're going to have to look on the.
Dang.
That's our lawnmower.
Wow. Hey, y'all can keep that.
Isn't isn't that crazy? And you can see the pull cord. And this is in the middle of the snow. It snowed another inch or so after that, but yeah, that's our lawnmower, and every part of it got caked with snow.
Kelly said, "Hi, Jim."
It smells like we're showing there's
That's wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That's nuts, man.
Uh huh. That is just, man. I hope that lawnmower starts. I really do.
I hope it does too.
It's that's gonna be like, oh shit, forgot to put something away.
Yeah. You think?
Yeah. It's kind of funny. I always want to show you guys the car, and I never forget. I never remember to take a picture of the car. Now I've showed you the engine and the parts and everything else like that, but I never showed you the car. One of these days, I'm gonna get a picture. Right now, it is just snow covered. All you see is like this opening where the hood is open about a foot because I got my bar in there holding the engine up right now,
Mhm.
so it doesn't close all the way. But I was looking at it last night and I was like, oh my god. And I got bolts on the ground next to the jack stand and everything else because I didn't want to lose them. So I kind of put bolts where I took it off of on
Mhm.
this on that side, then on that side, and if it was in the middle of the engine, somewhere in the middle, I have bolts under the car in the middle and stuff like that. Because every time you put bolts in a bucket or something like that to keep, you end up losing it or you don't know where it goes to.
Right.
And trust me, I got a lot of freaking bolts underneath that car. And it's
Kelly
all,
asked you a question.
oh, I'm sorry, I'm my bad. Where in Waco, Wisconsin are you? I'm in Minnesota. I'm in the Sheboygan area, right on the Lake Michigan. Yeah, Lake Michigan, right just above Milwaukee.
Boy again. It's your boy again.
It's she boy again. See, we were transgendered what 100 years ago.
You probably were.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See, it must have been a boy at one time, then it turned into a woman. Now it's back to a boy, so she boy again. Come on, I
Gotta have fun with it.
exactly, and I don't mean no disrespect or anything because everybody's allowed to choose what they want to be, who they want to be. Just don't push it on me, and don't try pushing
Right.
stupid,
Hey,
that stupid
I'm here.
ass.
I'm here in San. We're here in San, and the weather. What is it outside? What is it about 70?
70 today.
The highest today is 73.
Oh man, you just
Week is supposed to be in the 90s,
80,
late 80s, early 90s. The rest of the week after the day.
next 2 weeks it's gonna be in the 30s.
Yeah, you keep that.
No, well, I'm gonna bottle some of that up, and I'm gonna send it to you guys.
You can't put it in the freezer for you the next time you come down.
I've seen it enough. You just share it out there. Maybe you sprinkle it along the lawn or something like that. It'll tell Mother Nature what to do.
Oh, so Kelly said she lives in Chicago. She lived in Chicago for 20 years, so she's familiar with Sheboygan.
Well, I'm sorry, Kelly. I'm glad you.
Hi, Pam.
I'm glad you moved out. Nobody wants to live in Chicago. Chicago's like, honest to God, and hear me out. Chicago's like living in Hawaii. You don't want to live there. You just want to visit.
Yeah, I know all about Chi-Town. I used to live in Juliet, so I know about Chi-Town.
Yeah, I lived in Chicago for a while. My grandmother did.
Pam says send some to Connecticut. I wish I could. Believe.
Connecticut?
Yep.
Connecticut?
Yep.
Yeah, we get Tuckers have nicknames for all them states. I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm in a good mood. I really am in a good mood because this one is actually moving. This product is moving. It's on its way. I got it expediting over here. Uh, Normally it would take a week or so to 10 business days to get here, but it only costs like 8, $9 extra to have it expedited in 2 to 5 days.
Hmm.
And they already showed me because I lost my tracking number, my order number, and it was my fault. I went to take a picture of it, a screenshot of it, and I must have hit some other button, and it went poof, bye bye, and I couldn't find it anywhere. So there's like a recovery system. So put your email in there, your zip code, and they'll email it to you. Well, I did that like 10 times,
Hmm.
never got anything back. So I was like, all right, I cannot be screwed twice like this. So I contacted them live on a live chat, and I told the guy, I said, all I want to do is track my product and get my order number so I don't have to bother you guys. And he was nice enough. He sent me a picture of it, where it was coming from, that it's on its way here, and got my number, so I'm good. So I know it's coming. I know it's coming out of New Jersey.
Hmm.
The only problem, the only thing that would delay it, honestly, is if the weather is going to screw it. Because I know the route he's coming. He's coming straight from Jersey, straight over, and through Ohio and all that, right out of
Right.
Jersey. He's not going to come north on the north side and then drop down. Yeah, he's coming out of Jersey. Yeah, he would be coming through Pennsylvania, Ohio,
Hmm.
Indiana, Illinois, and then up.
Right. Kelly said, I loved it when I lived there. Our condo sold the week before the COVID shutdowns. The Chicago I love no longer exists, unfortunately. Right.
You're right about that, girl. You're right about that. I hope you are a girl.
That's why I got out of there. I lived in Juliet, which was 40 miles away from downtown Chicago, and it just started getting wild, and I had to get out. It wasn't worth me being there.
It's
You know
good.
what? Kelly should have a wrench.
You think Kelly should have a wrench? Do you know who she is?
'Cause she's always here. Yeah, and she's always at mine.
Okay.
She never.
All right. I trust you. So
Mhm.
there.
Yeah, Kelly's very dedicated. She's always at our live streams.
Well, thank you very much, Kelly, for coming to mine. Uh, you don't have to subscribe. I don't ask you guys to do that. I just like talking. Uh, because I'm not a big YouTuber. I'm really not. The only reason you see me on YouTube the last 9 months is because I'm bored or I'm trying to raise money to was trying to raise money to get car
Your
parts
car
and crap, and pay bills and whatnot. I'm
car
t-
person.
I'm
You
telling you.
buying?
I'm sorry. I'm walking on you.
No, I say you buying crap.
Yeah, I think. Let's hope not, right? It better not be crap.
Say, hey, you bought it.
Well, the good thing is, I couldn't buy the flywheel and pressure plate by itself. You had to buy it with the slave cylinder. So now I'll have two brand new slave cylinders.
Hmm.
Now it's going to be a juggle. Which one do I put in, the green or the brown?
Well, if one doesn't fit, then the other one should.
Well, or I could go what they always say in roulette: always bet on black.
Yep.
Folks, Eddie, honest God, folks, if you're coming in here, it's like, oh God, this guy's racist. No, 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 no. I am the furthest thing from being racist. Eddie is my brother. The only difference between us is he has his own blood and I have my own blood.
Yeah, I'm not prejudiced. I have a color TV.
Exactly. I got a black and white TV. But anyways, he's the only man in the world I will ever make a color joke with. Period. So please do not be offended if you hear, because if it offended him, trust me, he would have let me know a long time ago because he's a big boy. He's short, but he's big.
Kelly, we don't ask for anything except for you to just keep being the wonderful person you are.
Oh no no no! We're done. We're done. We're done. If you're seeing that on the bottom, you probably wonder about that. No 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 no. That's a wish list. That's all that is a wish list. Uh, it's gonna take us 2 3 weeks to get caught up because we've been out of work for 9 weeks. And I figured, I'm just gonna throw this up there. If somebody wants to help, fine. Just make sure you let us know that's what it's for. But otherwise, That's why I'm not pushing it. I'm not doing a fundraiser on it. It's just there. I'm an open, honest guy. If I could get the parts, especially like the what is that? The racket pinion, I'd be happy. I would be extremely happy. But
Yeah, yeah, because I don't ask for anything.
no,
I don't.
Eddie, absolutely, Eddie does not. The only reason they got help the last couple times is because the gentleman that's really be helping us
Hmm.
must have realized Eddie and Jen are like my brother and sister, and they're helping them as much as he can. And because he understands. You know, you got Eddie and Jen, you got the three boys who are all autistic. Manny being the most severe, and they have to have a vehicle for medical runs. You know, emergencies because Manny's in a real bad situation right now, and stuff like
When
that.
they cut Medicaid and Medicare, he's going to be even in a worse situation.
I'll tell you how much Eddie doesn't like to ask for help. It's the first time Jerry helped him out. The very first, next thing you want to do, he wanted to send it back. If it wasn't for his wife, he would have sent that money back in a heartbeat, wouldn't you, have, Eddie?
Oh
Because you
yeah,
said you wanted to send it back, and thank God Jen was able to get a hold and twist your ears a couple minutes. It's like, no, we need it.
yeah. Heated argument. I just said, hey, because that's not me. I don't ask for
And,
anybody. I don't.
and the second time, I didn't say anything to anybody. That's out of the blue, what he did for you guys. That I didn't say a damn word.
What he don't know is that once our money gets good, I'm giving it right back. Everything they gave, I'm giving it right back to him.
You've heard me say
That's
that
how
many.
I am.
You heard me say that many times over the last couple of weeks. Some way, somehow, if he does it, and you got to remember, because one, he must be a philanthropist. Okay, that's first of all, because nobody shells out that much money and not think twice about it. Second of all, his PayPal could be just a substitute. He could shut that thing down in a heartbeat.
Mhm.
But I'm in the same boat. I told Colleen. Colleen and I both talked about that. You know, we're not going to be able to send them all the money at once, but once in a while, if we get extra, we're just going to try sending it back to them. But that's the way it
Hey,
is. But we're blessed. You know, it's all there is.
how did Paige like her birthday? Uh, song from me,
Who?
Paige.
Paige? Oh, I don't. Oh, she was. Did you hear her?
No, I didn't.
She was giggling her ass off.
You heard how I started it off, though, right?
Uh-uh.
You said to sing the favorite song to her,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
I said,
yeah.
"Ding dong, the richest man." in the
Oh no. Oh no. All I know is, hey, Al Skinner, how you doing?
Hey, Al Skinner, how you doing?
Uh, yeah, it was funny. She was giggling. You made her night. I know that. I absolutely know that.
It was funny. It was worth it too. I just couldn't hear her.
But the thing was, it wasn't her birthday. It was Sage's birthday.
It was Sage's, not Paige's.
Yeah, it was Sage's birthday.
Oh, and I sang it to Paige.
I know, but I was gonna let it go. I said, screw it.
I feel like a big goof.
No, actually, like I said, you made her day because her birthday and Sage's birthday, because of this crisis that we were going through, we couldn't get him anything. Sage only got a birthday cake because the neighbor heard me talking about it and got her a birthday cake. Otherwise, they didn't get nothing.
Hey, Al Skinner, if I do the song, I would sing it. I've never heard the song. And I'm sorry, Sage.
Oh, she's nowhere out there. She's working right now.
Oh, okay, that's good. That's good. It's good that she's working.
I dare you. Okay, how are you guys doing? We're okay.
Yeah, I'm
We're
doing anybody
bored.
it was twice.
We're bored. Absolutely. That's why I'm even doing this video because I'm bored off my freaking butt.
I'm thinking about doing a live today. I've got so many people DM me, want us to do another one of those um,
Reviews.
reviews, reaction videos. And I like doing it as a live. I don't want to record. Like you can watch a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah, yeah.
reaction videos.
You also get it's a better show when you can actually interact with your audience,
Right.
your
And
viewers and stuff like that.
that's what I want to do. I want to interact with the audience. So, okay, who is? Christina's son? No, I mean this afternoon. It's almost 2 o'clock. Where the hell we been? Wow. Time flies when you ain't having fun.
Let me turn that off real quick. But yeah, we're both bored. Eddie's waiting on his vehicle to get fixed. I'm waiting on parts so I can fix my vehicle. And we're working people. We really want to work. We really, really do because this sitting around doing nothing, especially on a weekday, it hurts. It hurts.
Chicken, banana, then repeat.
Oh, you gotta get on TikTok. That's what she's coming on, the chicken banana song. They've got
Okay.
more AI stuff on the chicken banana and different types of AI. You got half a chicken, half a banana, half a chicken. It's just and it's the chicken banana. I don't know where it came from, what's going on about it. It's crazy. It's everywhere.
Chicken, banana. I've never heard of it.
It's stupid. It's not funny. It's stupid. That's all they say is chicken banana, chicken banana, chicken banana, chicken banana, chicken banana.
That does. This sounds stupid.
It does. It is, but it's funny. And the AI is, oh my gosh, this AI is getting too scary.
You
You
did. It's
re-
hilarious. I'm gonna have to listen to it and find out for myself. I'm gonna have to listen to it.
I'm gonna find it real quick. Okay, chicken banana song. And that's it. Did you hear it?
No, I didn't.
What the hell is wrong with you, woman? Here, I'll forward it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. That's all it is. I sent it to Jen's phone on Messenger.
Let me hear it. Oh, you don't have TikTok? Oh, that's why I forgot she got rid of her TikTok.
Do you have it?
Yeah, I got TikTok.
All right, let me send it to you then.
I was wondering what I had. I thought it was a green rash or something, but no, it's a TikTok.
Uh,
No, somebody else asked me yesterday. They was like, "You got TikTok?" I said, "I don't know, but it's like a rash. It's on the back of my neck. I've been trying to figure out what it was." I was on the live stream. They're like, "No, no, no. I mean, do you have TikTok? Not if you have ticks."
I gotta find you.
I amuse me.
Okay, I sent it to your TikTok, so you should
Okay, I
get it.
got it.
And there are literally hundreds of different AIs with that song, but that's all they do.
Banana, chicken, banana, chicken, banana, banana, banana. That is easy. Chicka, chicka. Banana.
Oh God, you got him started. There's an intro song for you.
You're right. That is that. I could make that an intro song. You're right.
Oh my God.
Banana, chicken, banana. chicken, banana, 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 chicken, banana.
But like if you look at it, there are literally hundreds of AIs that go with that. They even got dancing hippos. It's just it's just crazy.
I haven't been on TikTok in so long. I mean, it's obvious because I was normally posting on TikTok, and then I just stopped posting on it. Kelly said a little pop culture to keep up with the kids. Yeah, you're right.
I like my baby shark. Give me my baby shark.
That's an oldie. Actually, it's not that old, but it
Uh,
is considered now.
Did you hear the new version of it
Uh-huh.
with the what is it nightclub music
Yeah.
remix? Yeah, I like that. That's pretty good.
Mhm. That's what I've been doing lately. As a matter of fact, I've been listening to a lot of old school stuff like ELO and stuff, and listening to the remixes. A lot of people don't know that there's a lot of remixes to a lot of these old songs,
Oh
and they
yeah.
sound good.
What did you say?
That
Well,
there's a remix of Evil Woman. It is hot. It's lit, man.
there's one. It's an old song, and a young man, comes running to his dad. Dad, you gotta listen to this. It's such a badass remix song, and it's this and that. And he's listening, and his dad turned around and looked down and was like, "Son, I was a teenager when that song came out."
Hmm.
And the kid's like, "No, Dad, this just came out." He says, "Son, it came out when I was a teenager." And the dad plays it for him. I was like, "What?"
Yeah. I like that remix though by ELO's Evil Woman. That is a nice remix how they did that. It's basically got like I want to call it dubstep style.
Yeah,
They got it.
dubstep, what do they call it? Nightclub.
Yep, that's what it is.
Yeah, it
You gotta play it sometime, man. It's nice.
yeah, we just got to be careful so we don't get,
No, no, no. That's why I said you gotta play it because I don't want you to get copywritten. But that's what I've been doing since I've been home. Been listening to a lot of remixes, and then I'm doing my own remixes. I'm finding old stuff and remixing it myself.
you got to find that, I'll get these names and get them out to you. I can't think of it right off the bat. There's one out there. God dang, it's right at the tip of my tongue, too.
That's right, A.L. Skinner. Music is always recycled and redone.
Yep.
Yes. And it goes all the way back. You can listen to stuff that was made in the 60s and people will bring it right back.
Hell,
It,
go back
one,
further, go back further than that. I've heard remixes on 40 songs.
yeah, even I can go back further than that. When my great grandfather did the Crossroads, um, there's a remix that somebody did like 4 or 5 years ago and put, his voice, his vocals in there. I thought that was pretty tight.
Yeah, that's one thing. What do you think the music actually stopped being original? What year?
I want to say early 90.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you about early '90s when you stop hearing original music,
Yeah,
because
because everybody started coming out with the music programs the way you can program your own music instead of going into a studio, and where like me, I can use my keyboards and stuff like that,
right,
but now programs, they got the keyboards and everything on there, synthesizers, all that,
it,
guitars, whatever
it,
you want.
it's not even just the lyrics anymore. They're repurposing the actual melody. You know, they
Right.
jazz it up a little bit, but it's the same melody. I've seen that uh,
And
clip
look at
many a
now.
times
AI.
where the teenagers will be playing a music and whatnot, and like, oh, this is so cool, and the parents will sit in the background and go like, wait a minute, I know this song,
Mhm.
and to
And
find out,
look at AI.
it's
AI
crazy.
today. AI today, you can make a poem, okay? And you can buy AI software, put that poem in there and tell it to add music. And what it does is analyze the poem and finds the music to go with it.
Yeah, Fallen Angel's doing that.
Yeah.
She's got a
That's
bunch of them she sent me, and that's all she does. She puts in the lyrics, it
yep.
comes up with the music, and it plays it.
Yep. There's a lot of them doing that. I told Jen I was going to do that myself. Put my actual vocals in it and then let the music play do the rest.
Yeah, AI is just getting scary because nowadays it's not even just music or anything like that, or drawings and stuff like that. They're doing whole video clips. You watch a video clip that you really have to stop and it's like, is that real?
And the
Yeah.
problem with that right nowadays is that they edit people's names that are originally from it.
Yeah. And taking the credibility.
Yep, yep.
Yep.
Remember that?
We watched the video. This Asian chick is fighting right now because she had actually wrote a song and and then somebody else did the song with the chick's vocals in it and said they made the song. And that's because, and this is why I blame the chick though, because she didn't put a copyright on her stuff.
Yeah, nowadays you better put a copyright on it.
Yes.
As soon as you make it, you copyright that bitch.
That's why she lost.
Yep.
She lost because she had no copyright. And then the chick that stole it, she was smart. She put a copyright on it. So now the chick can't claim the song is hers, even though her vocals is on the song. And it's her song,
Yep.
but she can't claim it because she never put a copyright on it.
She
That's
can't.
why every time I make something, I copyright it.
Yep. It don't cost that much to copyright anything anymore, does it?
Hmm.
I didn't think that.
Not much at all. Like me, a lot of my stuff, a lot of my early stuff, I sent to the Library of Congress.
Hmm.
And then once you send it to the Library of Congress, that's automatic copyright. So if somebody was to do that song, first of all, if they was to grab a song from mine, they would have to contact me.
Yeah, I know about that copyright because a lot of my backgrounds I have to do. I've talked about how I do stuff. Actually, I was going to talk about it today when I was going to do it if I hadn't put the Zoom up. When I
Hmm.
pull images up because I can't draw anymore because the pad's messed up. But anyways, I can't draw, so what I'll do is pull images. I'll always change it, but before I even use the image, I have to go through like 3 or 4 different background checks to make sure it is copyright free. Matter of fact, one of the first 2 words that actually, when I do a search for an image, is either the first 2 words or the last 2 words. It's always no copyright images. And then what it'll do is it'll give you a whole bunch of images that you're looking for that are not copyright, but even then you still got to check that against the copyright program to make sure it's not copyrighted.
Yeah,
So,
read what Kelly said about her dad. That's why I started laughing. That's funny.
sound like a
I
cheap
remember
trick.
yeah, I remember when they came up with that song too, "Don't Be Cruel" by Elvis. Her dad said that sounds like a cheap trick.
Damn.
I was told you right, Dad. That's who did it.
Yep.
Cheap trick. A.L. Skinner said, "I have poetry I wrote that was written to me lyrics." Oh, okay. So in other words, she had a poem written and was turned to lyrics, which is a good thing. But now you got to copyright that so that nobody steal it.
Sorry about that.
No, don't be sorry. Be yourself.
Well, I was being myself, coughing my lungs out.
I know. I seen you on.
Yes, yes, Jen, I'm smoking another one. She always says it. Light another one.
Hey, like Cap 7 used to say, smoke them if you got them.
Yeah, you know, I found out vaping is 250 times worse than smoking a cigarette.
Probably smoking this vape.
Yeah, new studies have come out that one puff on a vape equals 250 cigarettes.
Well, I'm a cigarette smoking.
Yeah, you ain't the only one. Mike does the same thing. He smokes the hell out of his stuff. And then also that it doesn't disappear, it coats your lungs.
Hmm.
Basically, you're drowning yourself.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to quit vaping, period, and then I'm just gonna quit smoking. Uh,
I just wanted to put that out there. If
oh
people
no,
are
no.
vaping, I want to go vaping. I was going to go to vaping. I honestly was. I was looking at it. I found a brand. I was ready to go and everything else because I wanted to get rid of cigarettes. And then I fucking saw that study. And I was like, you son of a bitch. And it wasn't just one. It was multiple.
Hmm.
You know. But
Yeah, I look at it like this. It's still safer for me to do this and I don't want my a house to smell like cigarette smoke,
exactly.
especially when I got the boys in here, and they have asthma as it is. So why would I want to increase their asthma unless I
Exactly.
go outside? And I'm not standing outside.
One thing I Colleen didn't know. See, technically, this house you're not supposed to be smoking in this house. So every time
Hmm.
the landlord comes over, she makes sure she puts all her cigarettes away and there are no cigarette butts and like that. And I said, and she'll air the house out with sprays and perfume and stuff like that. And I was like, you still can smell it. She goes, no, you can't. I said, just stand next to a doorway, next to a wall. It's these walls are supposed to be pure white. They're not.
Yeah,
You take a white cloth. You don't even have to wet it. Just take a white cloth and rub it against the walls. You come out with yellow.
yeah,
That's nicotine.
yeah. Because that nicotine it entraps everything around you. Your curtains, everything. I remember my parents, my dad, rest in peace, because my dad was a heavy smoker. And me and Jim went over to their house one day and we wondered why it always looked so gloomy. And it was because the walls were so thick with nicotine.
Yeah, but they've been here what 10 years, 11 years now.
Hmm.
So yeah, absolutely. I mean, look at your ceiling fans. I gotta clean mine. Mine's about as black as it can get,
Hmm.
and that's strictly from smoking.
Right.
So that's
Kelly, Kelly said, don't smoke. But during COVID, if I happened to cough in public, I would say, oh no, smoker. Because if you said you were a smoker, you didn't get the death stare.
yeah.
Because people look at you side-eyed now. If you cough in public, people give you the side-eyed look like, oh, you
Well,
know.
good. Now I know how to get rid of people. Just start coughing.
Mine was two packs of Camel Straights a day.
Wow.
Uh-oh, Natalie Wolf said, hi, Big Daddy.
Hello, sugar mama. It's a little joke we got between us.
I bet it is.
Hey, she's in Pennsylvania. Come on now.
Hey, I'm gonna make that way one day, because I want to meet Cap Seven in person.
How is he doing? I haven't seen him in a long time.
Oh, he's still doing D Live.
Yeah, but didn't he go to back to YouTube for a while?
He every now and then he'll post on YouTube, but he's mostly been doing D Live.
Good old Lou Rock. Lou Rock. I'm surprised he hasn't had his shows taken down yet. But you see
Yeah,
what he's posting?
yeah. There's a market for it now. If you go
Really?
on, yeah, if you go on YouTube, there's a whole bunch of people that's showing that.
I'll tell you what, man. He's an excellent green thumb.
Hmm.
He's got some good stuff coming up in his wherever he's at. I'm not going to name places, but
Right.
he's got a good crop. And
Yeah, I'm gonna get him on one day. I'm gonna ask him to come up and talk about his story from the paranormal to what he's doing now. And because it's a far cry from what he used to do. But tell the story of why he left the paranormal. I know why. We talked about it already. I want him to tell the story again.
well, he still does it every once in a while. Matter of fact, just a few
Not
days
as
ago.
Yeah, not as much though.
No, not nearly as much as he used to. He used to what, one or twice a week or something like that. Actually do investigations and stuff like that. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Matter of fact, that's why I bought him that laptop that one time because his laptop was just overloaded. He had no more room. It was breaking down and stuff like that. And then he got a junk laptop. Didn't even last him a year. It's the exact same one I bought fallen, and hers is still kicking butt. So he must have got a his screen went black on him or something like that.
Yeah.
Watching too much Eddie, I guess.
Hey, Fawn.
Well,
I don't see
where's
fallen.
I don't see falling.
Neither do I.
Where?
Down there.
No, she's not.
I'm looking at the same thing. I don't see her.
Never mind.
See, that's what you get for being nosy.
Uh,
Bah, bah, bah. Bad boy, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when the cops come? Is that sirens I hear outside your door?
No, not mine.
Oh my gosh. See, now I'm drained. Now I'm tired again.
Hey,
Son of a...
don't let us bore you.
No, no, no,
Huh? Somebody else texted me the same thing. They like that video, and they said I'm new to your channel. Hope you do more of those live instead of this regular. You know how to do reaction. You watch all these reaction videos. Nobody does them live. That's why I wanted to do it live to interact with the audience.
Well, how long will it take you to get set up?
Oh, not long at all.
Well,
Um, no, I'm not going to drop down right now because Jen don't want to do it right now.
oh, okay. Because
You know, because her head's big. You got a headache, don't you? You got a headache? Why your head big? Why your head so big? You ain't gonna hurt nobody. Just come shut me up. You'll walk over and then you gotta limp back. Remember, walk over, limp back.
do you know? Would you know the video name of Sue's Misty Mountains video? You know the one I'm talking about. What her
Uh,
title is for that one?
I'm trying to think because let me see. The best thing I could do is go on there. So let's do this.
Now, how
We'll
can you
find.
do? Every time I pull up another YouTube channel, you know,
Hmm.
and while I'm running YouTube, especially like this here,
Hmm.
it stops my conversation. It stops the live chat.
Really? Because even when I'm live and I spelled her name wrong. I put mountain instead of mountain. I forgot the M.
You see, I'm gonna actually open up another window, open up YouTube, and I'll find Misty Mountain, and hope this doesn't screw with my live chat.
So far, it hasn't, because I'm looking at her list of videos. Okay, I think it's going to be on a live stream. So let me go. I want to say it's this one where it says past, present, and future. I want to say it's that live stream right there. Because if you look on her live streams, you'll see that she's got a lot of videos.
What do you got? Misty Mountain, 1967,
Uh-huh.
all one word.
No, it's separated. Misty Mountain, 1967.
Okay.
Right, the one's original. Right, because this the one past, present, future.
All the way down.
Wait a minute. Then this one right here. This one right here. This the one she got with Carol on it. Carol XO. Yeah, this was from last year. No, I think it's this one right here. Past, present, future. This is her and her husband and somebody else. You know what? Let me go on it.
How many years ago?
Uh, this one is only a month ago, two
Really?
months ago. Yep, 2 months ago. I'm on it now. I'm scrolling down, and I'm gonna see if it's this one. Yes, here's us on here because we're on here. We're in the chat. It is this one.
What is the title?
Past, present, and future.
Past, present, and live. Yep, there it
Yep,
is.
on the lock screen.
Let me kill this. All right, let's see if I can find it. About what time?
Um, at 1:23, but I'm trying to find that part where that happened.
Okay, I got it. I got it to the side, so I'm kind of watching it. If it appears, I already got permission from Misty Mountain.
Right.
Eddie heard it himself. I got absolute permission to do this, so I'm not claiming this myself. This is Misty Mountain's uh, video. So this is the one where she was doing the kitchen, but where's the one where
Wait a minute.
this is in a
I
room?
don't think I don't think this is that one.
No, I don't think so either.
No, because halfway through the video when she was showing it.
Yeah, this one here is the room. You know where she says she could see
Well, you
some.
know what? I can go on my live stream where we talked about it, didn't we? On our live stream, and we showed that video clip. So let me go on my live stream. Is that Des? Was that Des? I just realized you was talking to Des.
I had the link for it, but I don't anymore because I don't.
Oh no, because I got I know we showed it on our live stream. So let me go scroll down. Let me go back up. Okay, go back down.
Folks, if you're wondering what we're doing, if you're just coming in, first of all, welcome. Second of all, we got a really good friend that had probably one of the best entity catches ever. And when I say ever, I mean straight up, this will blow your mind. And the reason why we're getting it is because I told her, is that it?
Right.
I just saw a flash.
I thought I had it on our live stream because I thought I showed it. So I have to, I'm scrolling down slowly so I don't miss it. And they are so wonderful people, Misty and her husband. I will definitely recommend their channel,
Absolutely, 100%.
especially when she goes live. Because all this stuff it happens at her house.
Yeah, this is actually in her kitchen, is where the one we were trying to find it. I mean, it's this image. You guys can see this. This is the image where she caught that. It's just trying to figure out exactly where it's at.
Yeah, that's the kitchen right there.
Yep.
That's it. You got it.
Yeah, but I'm not catching it.
Go to the halfway point.
Yeah, go to the halfway point.
Get into it. She told me, I knew that part. It was in the halfway point of the video. It was into the doorway. Keep going.
Yeah, I went through the halfway part and I'm still not catching it.
Oh, you will, because that's where it's at.
Well, this is halfway right through here.
That's the kitchen. That's the part right there.
Well, we're gonna definitely know it because, like I said, you're gonna see something that you've never seen before. I bet you she's working right now. Otherwise, I'd get a hold of her. Probation? What the hell?
Hey, cute kitty. You was waiting on a call from the dentist's office. Got a call from the probation.
Okay, this is where she zoomed in. And this is coming off her security camera, folks, that she has set up in her kitchen. Now, what we're looking for is an actual image come right across. I mean, trust me, when you see this thing, you can't mistake it. And that's what we want to dissect. I'm looking ahead and I'm not seeing it. See if this is it. Something flashes over to the left. Okay, that's an actual person. Somebody just opened up the refrigerator. I don't think this is it.
Yeah, one of them.
Hmm. I can.
Yeah, it's not this one. See, she's got a multiple uh, kitchen shots.
Yeah, man, I wish I knew. I wish I could have saved it.
Well, all we have to do is get a hold of her and she could tell us exactly. Matter of fact, that's why I was trying to get a hold of her so she could tell me which one it is. That's why I wanted the name of it. But she's got
Mm.
so many, I just simply don't have the time to watch every single one for, because her streams are anywhere from an hour to 3, 4 hours. The good thing is she doesn't have that many. And, who knows, this might be, you're seeing one thing and it might actually be switching over somewhere in between. And that's,
Right.
that's what sucks. Because she's got multiple cameras. It isn't just one camera. So we're just going to have to get a hold of her and ask her
Yeah,
the exact
that's
title. Because
that just made me go back on mine now. I'm gonna find it.
but she doesn't tell you the name. I know she showed it to us. She showed it to me in my live stream one time here about a week or so ago. Remember? And she was
Got
showing us that, but we didn't get the title of that particular show.
Actually sent it to you, remember, on Messenger.
Oh, she sent it to you?
Yeah, it's called Best Catches from My Screen.
Best catches.
Yeah, from my screen.
She sent I forgot she sent it to Jen. What do you call a woman with no arms, no legs, and sits at a bar?
Do I really want to know?
Yeah,
I have no idea.
Jen. I'm here all week.
Well, if she did it that way, then I bet you it's in the video.
This just makes you want to play. You have to
Here we
play it.
go. Here we go. I think I found it. Best catches from my streams.
Yep.
Yeah, there's, uh,
There we go. All right. Sorry, Eddie, I'm blocking you out.
No, that's good. Block me off.
Okay. Okay, folks, this is the video that we're talking about. This
Look at
is
that.
this is from Misty Mountain. And I want to pause it as it plays. Right there. You can see the mouth, you can see the nose, the eyes, and the hair. Now she swears up and down, and we believe her. She's not one to make up stuff. But this is it. This is in slow motion. Now watch the back. See that shadow?
Mm-hmm.
Look in the glass windows. If you see the shadow, but you don't see the person.
Yep. I see the shadow. And she said that where that person, where that's walking, there's nothing there. They're basically walking into a wall.
Oh, over here by the spoon collection.
Yeah, where she's walking to, there's nothing over there. So when we go to visit her, I'm
Uh,
gonna look at that spot.
Yep, you know exactly what you're looking at. Just face the
Yeah.
back wall. Have the windows to your, the door, glass doors to your left, and your
Right.
and
And
then
then Jim brought up another thing. Look at that, what is that cord or whatever that is that's in front of her.
now that's one thing she talked about. She says that's an umbilical cord
Look at that. And it just hangs.
right there. It's probably got to be one of the best and clearest image. The mouth, the nose, the eyes, the forehead, the hair.
Yep, because she said that kitchen is pitch dark.
And
And
we're
all you that's why you see the light, the
and
infrared,
yep,
that cord right there.
yep, this cord right here. What the hell is that? It's
different.
not it's not a spoon or anything like that because it'd be a whole lot straighter. Matter of fact, it straightens out. But what I'm paying attention to is see this shadow here? If it's going to
Mhm.
pick up the shadow, it's going to pick up the person.
Right.
Okay, watch this back wall, this back glass window. You'll see the shadow. Here it comes. And you know what? I think we got the evidence that there is nothing back there.
Right.
See,
She said there's nothing there but a wall.
there's a door back here. See the door?
I do see the door.
Yep, there's a door back here. And then this here,
That's a sliding glass door.
this actually sinks back because
Mhm.
if it came forward, the appearance, you would see it right here,
Right.
but it's not there. So that actually tucks back, but it does. There's nothing open there, so it isn't like there's an opening.
Right.
they would have to go through the door. So let's
Right. I see what that door handle would possibly be. Because yeah, because there's something hanging either hanging at that door or
we're gonna watch that back door to see if that door opens because there's nothing else to go to. Now we're watching to see the shadows going to it, and it's gone, and the door never opens. So it isn't a person going through the door.
right, and it doesn't open.
Nope. And what's funny is you see the shadow here. I don't see a single shadow here.
Yeah,
Where's
but where that shirt is or whatever it is that's hanging on the back of that chair,
uh huh.
it doesn't cast a shadow.
The whole thing doesn't cast a shadow. And watch the background, and then the shadow you're seeing here should be here. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, because it's reflecting.
See it on the
So,
back.
and you can see it's on the wall. It's actually right here.
How it's moving across.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a shadow. Spirits don't have shadow.
Some spirits do. But what's weird is this one's not casting a shadow because this shadow should be seen right here.
Right. That's what I was saying. And it's not.
Nope. So we got a shadow of this, but no shadow from this on this wall, but it is reflecting in the mirrors, which is very, very possible because the mirrors, the glass window, whatever that is back there, sliding doors, is reflecting the kitchen. You can see that.
Mhm.
And mirrors, like cameras can catch things that your human eyes is not going to catch.
It's following the direction of that spirit that's walking down. You could see it walking with the thing, you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
that shadow is this right here in the reflection, but it's so see-through here. You see how definite that shadow is. There's definitely something blocking light there. So you would
Mm.
absolutely see it here somewhere, but it's not there. So this image, this entity, is throwing a shadow, but only in the reflection, not in actual eyes. Isn't that weird?
That's crazy.
What I like is the fact that you can actually see the face.
Yeah, and A.L. Skinner said you can make out a face that looks directly at the camera also.
Now, I can show you images of what it looks like walking in front of a camera because I have a lot of footage of me walking in front of the camera. In all the images of me walking the camera, I have never had a glow like this. Some people say, "Oh, it's the light reflection, the ER glowing around here and stuff like that." No, it doesn't throw that big of a glow.
Depends on how close up to the camera you are.
I've been right up on the camera and still never thrown glow like that. This has an absolute glow to it. And it is because it's moving or anything else. It ain't blur. It's a constant glow. And like you said, the only thing over here, back here behind the spoon set, we can see here there is a door. This door never opens up. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to get that.
Mhm.
That's crazy. I'm telling you right now, folks. That is crazy. And again, uh, let me go to her channel. That is Misty Mountain's YouTube channel right there. I just put up. Go ahead, check her out. See what it's all about. She only has 333 subscribers. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's it. I'll be trying to get her up to at least 500.
Hell, let's get her to 1,000. Jeez. If she's gonna pull up stuff like that, and she does, one of the best images I like from her site is a picture of a dog, a ghost dog,
Hmm.
and not me. It's an actual ghost dog. I think I sent that to Jen, didn't I?
Yeah. Yep, got a picture of her sitting in your truck too.
Yeah, that
No.
that one's
no.
harder to see than this one. Go to Jen's, check her back pictures. Oh, come on. It wasn't that long ago I sent it. Did I send it to you, Jen?
Kelly wants to know what happened on that land. She told me some, but a lot of the stuff that happened around her property deals with the Revolutionary War.
Oh, yeah.
Uh, and her property just so happens to be right there on it. Um, she's had a lot of things happen there. If you go on her live streams, I'm telling you, it's worth it. Um, she is so wonderful. We are going to make our way to go see her and her husband and do an investigation there. Like I say, I'm not a paranormal investigator, but I'm just curious. And so I am going to go there and we're going to probably spend a couple nights there. She told us to spend at least a couple nights. Her husband said he's going to kidnap us.
This is the picture of the ghost dog I was telling you folks. If you look at it, uh, there's no denying what it is. It's a dog. And I can even tell you what breed it is. It's a beagle. But if you look closely enough, you're actually looking right through it. It's a literal ghost dog.
Mhm.
This is actually a zoomed in picture. When you zoom the original picture, there's actually a guy standing, a ghost image of a man standing behind the dog along this fence back here. But that, folks, is a spirit dog. That is not a live dog. And it's a beagle.
Mhm. Yes, she is, Kelly. She's very nice. Uh, A.L. Skinner said, I have a haunted doll from Germany. I like someone to investigate. At the moment, she just sits on the dresser surrounded by the seven dwarfs. So is the doll named Snow White? We got some haunted dolls too.
Yeah, I got two of them right behind me.
Yeah, we don't film them because there's a lot of people that does that. They show their dolls and all that, and we don't. We don't want to be like everybody else.
Yeah, you got a couple of them out there that use their doll for their whole shows. That's what their whole shows. They go nowhere without the dolls and stuff like that. They communicate with the dolls. One,
Right. And
one. I'm not naming names, but there's one person that won't let anybody touch her doll unless you got absolute permission and stuff like that.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, well, the problem is it's just a doll. There ain't nothing fancy about it. She took a prop and made a very successful uh, deal out of it. So I'm not going to bother her. It's not my due. I do not do that to people. Uh, but I'll tell you right now, I've known her when she first got started, so I know what's real and what's not real.
A.L. Skinner said, I got her to dress her up as Snow White. Unfortunately, I don't know her actual name.
Well, I
The, do what?
spirit box and ask her name.
Yeah, if you happen to have a spirit box, well, let me rephrase that because there's some people that could have a spirit box but really not know how to use it and not know what to listen for. But if you happen to, just ask her name, but be nice,
Yeah,
you know, show respect.
but
Uh,
I want to tell you something real quick about the spirit boxes. It's either a genuine spirit box like an SB7, SB11, or something like that. It's
Mm-hmm.
one thing. A lot of people are confusing spirit boxes with spirit apps. There's a difference. There's a huge difference. The
Right.
apps are word banked automated. You could go into an isolation room with inside of a ferret cage, which nothing could get through, no energy, nothing. You put that spirit box, that app in there, it will start talking. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Because nothing's in there. So it ain't a spirit. Why is it talking? It's because it's designed to do exactly that. But here's the other part. Some of these spirit apps are genuine because one, they'll answer your questions specifically. They'll be able to name stuff specifically to what you're talking about. And that's what Eddie was just saying. You got to know what you're listening to because most of it is just gibberish.
Right.
It's it's
Hello, Dr. Cantor.
it's literally just the box doing what it was made to do. It's supposed to spit out words.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what makes it sell. Now, there's only two different devices I will absolutely 100% back up. One's the one that Eddie got me. That's that Phasma box because it's nothing but a SB7 except in a program. It's not an app, it's a program. It was designed by paranormal investigators for paranormal investigators. So they
Mm-hmm.
took all that crap out. Basically, what all they did was took the white noise out of it that you hear on this SB7. And SB7, if you got it in reverse, if you get a clear sentence out of it, that's not radio frequency. Yes, it takes clips, short bursts of radio stations. That's its whole design. That's where it gets its frequencies from. And the spirits allegedly take those clips, those little chirps and whatnot from each station. And remember, it's going through 100 channels in what, 30 seconds, 10 seconds? It's,
Yep.
so you're not locking onto a whole sentence. You might catch a word.
Well, if it's been backwards, you can't make your words come out clearly.
Right. You can't make your words come out reverse
Actually, you can. How do you spell level?
level.
How do you spell it backwards?
Same way.
Level. So there are words, there's a specific name for it. There are words out there that can sound the same backwards as it's played forward. Level being an example. But you got to recognize those words as well. So when you're listening to it, whatnot, when you play it back or listen to it, make sure it's not a word that can actually be said backwards. Example again, level. Say level forward, say level backwards. It's the same pronunciation. There's a word for it, and I can't think of it right off the bat. I apologize. And there are a lot of words that are like that, but they're very, very rare. And the thing is, you're not going to get a whole sentence of reversible words.
But I've been thinking lately, and that is like when I'm doing spirit box sessions, are we talking to spirits or could we be talking to aliens?
Exactly. And I saw that show, and I said that's the most brilliant questions, and it's a good question. It's a good common sense question. And you can even go further than that. Is it spirits we're talking to? Is it aliens we're talking to? Or are we talking to angels? Are we talking to demons?
Right. We really don't know.
Because demons and angels are not aliens. They're not spirits. They're their own entity.
Yeah, demons, my mother-in-law. I mean, these are all just entities. I'm so sorry, babe. I tried to say that on the fly. I love my mother-in-law.
Is that the word? Palindromes? Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
the word that I'm looking for. It's called palindromes, and if you look up palindromes, you'll see what I'm talking about. And that's one thing you got to be really careful with spirit boxes, especially if it's played in reverse. SV7s and SV11s and Phasm box. That's what you do. You're playing in reverse, and generally you're not going to understand what it's saying because it's being played back. But there are a few words out there. They're called palindromes that is exactly what it sounds like forward or backwards. It's still going to be sound the same. So you got to be careful and make sure it's not a word like that being out. Now, the way you know for a fact that it's something else and not a radio station or a planetodromes is if it gives you a whole sentence. And if it gives you a whole sentence, now you're talking. Eddie's got multiple videos of that where it doesn't just say one word, it'll say a whole sentence. I got one that I absolutely freaking love. Not only does it give it a sentence from one spirit, it pauses like a human being, like it's thinking what to say next, and then a second later, it finishes his sentence. Same spirit, same voice, same accent. And it's one of the coolest audios I've ever caught in my life. And I was just sitting here bored off my brain, not even paying attention, and you'll see me in the video clip go like, huh? And that was off the Phasma box. Now, one thing off the Phasma box you're not going to hear hoofs clicking down the street. You're not going to hear shotguns going off and guns. You're not going to hear the weird sounds that are non-human or non-vocal. You will hear those on spirit boxes. 99% of the time, if you hear something like that, like a horse galloping down the walkway, which I do have audio of that. I was in Kentucky when that happened.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear it go click, 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 click. And it wasn't something wrong with the SB. No, you listen to it, it's a horse galloping down the roadway.
Mm-hmm.
So you absolutely can hear that. Every paranormal investigator, enthusiast, researcher will all tell you the same thing. Yes, you can hear other sounds.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Hey, A.L. Skinner, I seen that picture. That's a beautiful doll. That is a beautiful doll.
send the
Sure.
Jen, send it to my messenger and I'll bring it up.
Does he have your permission, Amanda?
I feel that
She got it from Germany.
quiet.
Skinner, can I show that show? She said it's fine. Everybody sees it. So just
Yep.
send a picture to my messenger and I'll open it up and we'll show it.
She just sent it to you.
Quiet. Oh, not that. No. I think her name is Molly.
Try asking her, Amanda, if her name is Molly. If you ever get a chance. And then if you find out, eh, let me know. I don't know if you've really be able to find out though, unless you did a spirit box session. Look how beautiful that doll is.
And just a disclaimer: this belongs to AI Skinner. This is her picture, her doll. So, but I got permission to show this.
She's got my eyes.
It's got my nose.
Isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful? She is beautiful.
But I don't want to get too carried away showing stuff like that because Eddie is now starting to do lives on dissecting videos, which is great.
I don't know how to ask her. All I know is that she changes her facial expressions frequently. Hmm.
Thank God she's not in my room. Had that disgust look like, what the fuck is that? Give me a second. I'll be right back.
Time's up. I know, Kelly, don't she got some beautiful eyes? Or didn't she? Yeah, because if you ask her though, Amanda, she'll tell you one way or another. She'll send you messages. And like something could knock over or fall down, but you'll get a message somehow to where she's acknowledging you. You know, kind of like what I always say every now and then. Yeah, she will acknowledge you. Acknowledge me. Dollar freaks me out. Oh, dolls. Okay. I was gonna say dollar. I hate to see what $20 do. Put you to sheer panic. No, I'm just playing though, Donna, because I know you meant dolls. Because she put at first dollars. Dollars freak me out. Well, here, look at what this 20 does. Whoa! Kelly said, you can see the energy in her eye. Yeah, you can. Yes, you can. You can see in some senses though, if the doll is haunted, you
Yeah.
could feel the energy. And they would vibe off of each other. She said, I even have a miniature Robert the doll in a glass display case in my living room. Wow. I'd like to see that Robert the doll personally. Um, and I would ask permission if I could just say, if I could talk to him, you know. Well, the curse is like if you don't ask for permission, that's when the curse comes in. So you always want to ask permission. Anytime I use like a haunted
Yeah.
doll or something like that.
That's a police officer. Yeah, he's over there, that next door.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Come on, at that house again.
what's going on?
There's a police officer outside.
Yeah, that house again.
You're over there again? I thought you said you seen him yesterday.
Yeah, I did.
You go home.
When Eddie gets back, I'll tell you guys something that I just did a prediction.
I'll be right back, Ghost Dog. I think the police is getting ready to come over here.
Hey Eddie,
Uh-huh.
what did I ask you? Is the police outside the door?
Yeah, I think they're coming ready to come over
No, no,
right
no,
now.
no. Think about it.
He asked earlier if the police were outside.
Oh, that's right, you did, didn't you?
Yep.
Good enough, they are.
They're trying to figure out the people across the
There's
street.
I'll tell you in a second.
All right.
Or check again. The family hasn't heard from the people across the street, so they keep trying to find them.
Welfare check.
Yeah, they keep going over there trying to figure out where they're at. But Eddie said he's been seeing them in and out of there yesterday, so.
Well, I don't blame you on that doll you guys were talking about a few minutes ago. Yeah, that one's a kind of creepy one. I've heard a lot of stories on that particular doll. Yeah, all right, Kelly, you were here when I said that. The reason I brought that up because every once in a while you'll hear me talk about how I know stuff before it actually happens. I do it all the time. The only regret I have about it is I can't control it.
Look back over there, look for that chick again.
I thought you said you saw them yesterday.
I seen the guys going over there. I didn't see the chick. I think they're getting ready to go inside her house. Yeah, man. That's crazy.
Now all you have to do is wait for the coroner or ambulance to show up.
Yeah, I think they're getting ready to go in her house.
Did you tell him you seen him?
No, they just told me to stand back. I was like, hey, I'll just check and make sure everything's all right. They was like, no, we're good. I wanted to say, well, F you too then.
I took a photo outside the building he's in and a ton of orbs.
Why don't you do this then?
Hmm? Yeah, that's a good idea. Oh, I got our cameras on our phone. Oh, you're using the blink?
They're just standing there right now.
I know. Yeah.
She sent you another picture of the doll.
Uh-huh.
Uh, Skinner said she sent both pics.
You said a Robert the doll and
I don't know if you can see this. Probably can't, but
Oh yeah,
and you see the police car? Well, you see a little bit of the van,
right.
front of the van, and you see the police officers at the side of that house. They're surrounding the house. Some part is just standing there. Now they're going over next door. They're looking at the back of his house.
Yeah,
And
I see the two pictures. To me, honestly, it doesn't look like they're much, but each to his own perception. It's just taken from a different angle, so I could see how it might look a little different. But to me, it's the same. But that could be just me, Miss Skinner. It doesn't mean it's not real. It's not really happening. It's just everybody's viewing is different.
Kelly said if there was some way to use that, I was humming that tune from Married with Children, where Al couldn't figure out the name of a song. Him, just randomly. And that night, people in one of the, okay, I think she's gonna say more on that. Groups I'm in started talking about that episode.
Oh yeah. Now I know what she's referring to. What I was pointing out is the fact that I told you the cops were going to be there before the cops ever showed up.
Yeah.
And
And you said that's what's crazy.
the thing is, I do that all the time. That's where she was referring this to. I do that all the time. Matter of fact, I mentioned it when I was when I DoorDash when I'm live
Mhm.
streaming. I will always.
Yep.
I seem to more likely know where I'm going before I get there. I've had it
Right.
multiple times where I wouldn't even park there. There's camping stuff, places that we go to, certain areas where I'll sit and wait for our next order.
Hmm.
But randomly, I'll park somewhere else that I normally would not go. And when I get there, as soon as I park, we got an order from a store right next to us. And it's just that. It's just, it happens, like you said, it happens all the time. And I really, really, I got the photos right here. I looked at them, Skinner. Uh-oh. He must have to adjust his underwear. God, it's a good looking couple right there. Yep. Or you talk about a certain subject or something like that, and then later on, whatever you're talking about actually happens. In some cases, they call that deja vu. I used to get deja vu until one of my stories I used to tell is the reason I can have no control over any of the alleged abilities I have is because I scared myself out of them. When I was a kid, I used to have them all the time to the point where it almost killed me. And from that day on, I said, I'm not, I don't want anything to do with this. And I literally mental blocked all these abilities out of me. Now that I'm older and I have more control and understand what was going on, I can't bring it back. It's still there. It still happens. Like me reading people, that's one ability I really wish I never had. That's why you'll hear me say it's a curse than a blessing. I can read people without ever seeing them. And I'm about 99.5% correct. Matter of fact, to the point where one of my live streams from the truck, I was goofing on tarot card readers and stuff like that. And I said anybody can do that. It's not the cards. The cards are nothing. They're just a prop. They're just a tool. And anybody can read from a book. You know, you could honestly take something that was for one card, and the book will say this is what it describes, this is what it means for that particular card. Well, I could take the same reading and pull a different card, and if you didn't know about the first card, you would think it's for another card. It's the person that's actually doing the reading is what counts. And there's only one person I know that is a genuine deal. And but anyways, get back to the story. So what I did is I got a plain deck of cards, plain deck, just plain old good old card deck. It wasn't tarot cards. It was just a good old plain deck cards. I got me a t-shirt wrapped around my head, got me some goofy ass glasses, and I did readings on the live, playing with the deck. 3 of clubs, 3 of hearts, queen, and then the person that wanted to be read, I'd just pull it out there, do a bunch of jumble. I'd look at the card, and I would read them. What was scary was the people I was reading was telling me exactly what was going on, and I didn't even know the people. And that's why I always say I don't get into tarot cards. You know, people say they do tarot cards, and I'm pretty sure there are people that are good at it. But a huge percentage of these tarot readers you see online, they're full of crap. They're full of crap. So that's why I'm really leery when it comes to tarot card readers. Like I said, there is one person out there that 100% hands down, if she reads you, you best better believe what she's telling you. But she doesn't do it anymore, and I know her mother won't press her to do it anymore. And that's Carol X's daughter.
Oh
You
yeah, yeah,
you
she
get a
sure does.
you get a
But
read,
I like Christina's son too because so far with us, she's been pretty accurate.
but she also knows you very well,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what's bad.
It's just that certain things though that she don't know comes through on the cards.
It's called intelligence. Common.
Very intelligent.
It's also called common sense. I mean, I could debunk a tarot card and read it, but that's my opinion and my opinion alone. I've got nothing against Christina. I love her. She's a great person. I've known her for years. Uh, but I just, to me personally, and no disrespect to her, I just think it's funny. All of a sudden, she has these gifts in the last couple of years, where 5, 6 years ago, she didn't have any of that. I mean, if I had that gift, I would have been doing it the moment I got on YouTube. You know, it's just a lot of people. But again, that is just me and me alone. She could absolutely be the very real deal. but my opinion is different. But no hate against her, no disrespect her. I love the hell out of that lady. She's a good, good person. She really is. And she makes great jewelry. If you ever want to get some great jewelry, go talk to her.
You know, I back in the early 80s, after my wife had passed away, my first wife, there was a lady named Miss Diane, who was my mom's best friend. This older, beautiful black woman, and she was a tarot card reader. And she didn't know me and didn't know my situation at the time. I had just met her this day, and she said, she looked at me and she goes, "There's something about you." She said, "I can't put my finger on it. I don't want your mom to tell me, but let the cards tell me." And so she asked if she could do a free reading. And I
Yeah.
said, "Yeah, sure." I was down for anything. I didn't know. At that time, I was 21 years old. So I let her do this reading on me. And the first thing she said is, "You had a traumatic experience happen to you." I was like, "Yeah, you could say that." She was like, "This one deals with death." And I said, "Yeah."
What'd you do?
And
Pull a death card?
yeah, it came up. And she goes, "This person was close to you, but you guys weren't together that long." And I go, "You're right." And then my mom went on ahead and told her, "Yeah, this was his wife. She had passed away, da da da." And she's like, "No wonder I feel it." And she was like, "But there's something else about you." She was like, "You have a gift and you don't know it yet, but you'll know it later on down the road, years from now." And for the longest time, I couldn't understand what she was talking about, that I had this gift.
Mm-hmm.
And so fast forward to 1996, and I was working at it was called the Quaker Hilton back then, because it was a hotel that was made out of silos in Akron, Ohio. It was the original Quaker Oats company. They turned it into a hotel. It was called the Quaker Oats. Uh, it was owned by Hilton at that time. And so I was working there as room service and as I was like a part-time dishwasher and a cook at Schumacher's restaurant. And so they were having a seminar, and it was Ed and Lorraine Warren. I didn't know who these people were. And they were talking about the paranormal. Now, back then, I did not believe in ghosts. Okay, I did not believe in none of that stuff. I thought people were crazy, that this was a white thing, not a black thing. And hold on one second.
I could probably tell you the cards that she pulled to get some of that reading from. One, I did just ask him. I said, "Was one of them the cards a death card?" He said, "Yes." I guarantee you are pretty damn close. The other card was a lover's card. The third one was a mysterious card, which made her think, "Hey, wait a minute. There's more to this guy than meets the eye." She's reading the obvious, but she got the third card and it said something entirely different, and that's where she came in.
I'll, I'll be right back. They're breaking out the shields. I'll be right back.
Make sure the kids are okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, don't worry too much. Eddie is really good at making sure uh, everybody will be safe. Something's going down in this area. Something's always going down in this area. So, but we'd excuse that. But getting back to what I was saying, yeah, I know how tarot cards read. I've seen enough of it and stuff like that. And like I said, probably one of the first cards you got was a death card, and the second card, you know, when you get a death card, it's either death coming to you or there's been death around you. But to back it up, you have to pull a second card to see what that death is all about. And generally, your second card will tell you what the death is about. And he probably got a lover's or a similar card to it, identifying the death with them, but not him personally, but somebody that he truly loved and cared about. And the third one is what, if you notice his story, it changed up and said, wait a minute, there's more to you. And that probably would have been the third card identifying his gifts. And I've been saying that for ever since I met him. I've known he has gifts. He's much more, Eddie is much more than anybody will ever really truly understand. Uh, and that's why I look to Eddie. That's why when it comes to paranormal stuff, I will look to Eddie, even though Eddie doesn't realize he's got these gifts. And I know to this day he still doesn't truly understand all the gifts he has. Eddie is a very powerful and gifted person. He just doesn't use it as much, or honestly probably doesn't care. But his gifts are incorporated as of who he is. So if you want to figure out what Eddie is, just watch him. And you'll figure out a lot of his gifts. So, but like I said, tarot cards, there's only one person in the world I truly, truly believe in, because I had firsthand experience. And I've watched a lot of other people do tarot cards, and I know exactly what's going on. They may not know it, they may truly think it, but when you pull a book out, you stop me. I stop watching you. I stop believing. Because like I said, you could take one card, look it up, but then again, turn a couple pages later that has nothing to do with the card, read it, and the person being read was like, wow, that has a lot to do with me. You've just been fooled. And it goes back to what I'm saying. Anybody can read a book. A true tarot card is, like I said, the cards are there for a tool, a prop, to give you insight where to lead to. Because, mediums will tell you they have to focus on something to get, certain spirits to show up. And we'll say thing with tarot reading. You have to focus. So that's where the cards come in to help you focus and tune you into that particular person that you're reading. So, and I proved to you exactly how the cards, how it's the person that's the actual tarot reading. It's not the cards so much either. And I proved that point. Watch my live. That one live I did. Like I said, I just had a playing deck. Had a t-shirt wrapped around as a turban and had some goofy ass glasses on and a robe and jokingly was reading people. But the point is, because of my gift, I read them 100% correct. And it shocked the hell out of them. Because I didn't have tarot cards. Like I said, tarot cards are nothing but a tool, a focus point. The real gift is the person reading you. So, somebody's calling me and I don't know who they are. I refuse to answer phone calls if I don't know who you are. See, Eddie mentioned Christina. I want to tell you something about Christina. Christina is gifted. I've known that the very first day. So don't get me wrong. That's why I said I have no disrespect. I'm not disrespecting her, and I apologize if it sounds like I am, but I'm not. I respect her truly, and she does have gifts. She really, really does. Whether she's figured them out by now, I don't know. But as far as my gifts, I consider them curses. Matter of fact, I met a really good friend that is a true medium. Because I mentioned it on the live show, I said, you all talk about these gifts and everything else like they are gifts. My gifts are nothing but curses. And when I say I literally can meet somebody and not know a damn thing about them, never met them in my life, the moment I shake your hand, I know everything about them. And it happens every freaking time, and I hate it. I would just love once to meet a total stranger and not know shit about them. That's why I said that particular gift, I hate it. You know, the girls around here will tell you all the time, people will tell you, I can make friends with anybody. A total stranger, I can make friends. I can get them to react the way I want them to react. It's all because I know all about them because I met them. I avoid the ones that are uh, bad energy. Oh, I feel bad energy in a heartbeat.
We just had bad energy. Take off
Oh
running.
my goodness.
We just missed the action.
Did you get that?
Dude,
Go ahead.
dude had this chick a hostage.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he busted out of the house and ran up the street.
He busted out the garage and then ran up the street, and then they were like, "Where'd he go?" We were like, "That
We're like,
way."
that way, that way. And now I'm
Wow.
watching to make sure he doesn't hop over our fence.
Because he went running.
Did he
You know
have a.
what? I should shotgun out because if he does, I'm gonna hold him right over here.
There you
I'd
go.
probably run through his buddies down there.
Just don't shoot them outside, shoot them inside.
Oh, here is open carry. Your property.
Yep, it's open carry here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But make sure you still shoot them inside the house, not outside.
Oh no, even if it's on a property.
Oh, really?
Yep,
Okay.
even on your property, you're fine.
Okay.
Oh, back to what I was saying though. Actually, no, I'll let you go ahead and finish what you were saying. I
Oh,
didn't mean to
I no, no, I'm done. I'm done.
um, but what I was saying is fast forward to 97, and I was working at the Quaker Hilton, and there was a seminar that was done by Ed and Lorraine Warren. And I was working at the time, so I was listening. And I had to go in and bring like extra waters and stuff like that. And so they were fine with that. But then I whispered to Ed Warren, and I said, "Sir, when I get off work, can I talk to you?" He was like, "Sure, no problem. We'd be more than happy to talk to you." I told him, "Great." I said, "I can't talk right now because I'll get fired, but I just want to ask you something." So he said, "Yeah, okay." So they had the seminar. Seminar was over. I had to go inside and help clean up. And they were staying at the hotel anyway, so they were staying one more night. So when I got off work, I asked my boss, "Is it okay if I go over and talk to him now?" He was like, "Yeah, you're off the clock, so it's fine." You know. So I go inside and I go, "Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Warren. My name is Ed, and I was wondering if I could talk to you." And they was like, "Sure, come on over." So I walked over and I told him the situation of what my wife had passed away. She died of childbirth, having my son. And but it was a couple days after she had passed away that I seen her at the foot of my bed. I said, "Now, I've told my family this, and they all think I'm crazy, and I'm starting to think it too, but I understand you hear about the paranormal." I said, "Now, I'm not saying I believe, but is there something to that, what I've seen, or is it just something in my mind?" And Lorraine Warren, she came over, she grabbed my hand, and she was like, "First of all, I want to tell you, you have my deepest condolences on your loss." She was like, "How long has this been?" And I told her it happened in 1984. And she was like, "Well, if you did see her, you were meant to see her because she did not want you to worry." And I said, "So in other words, you telling me what I seen is it was really what I seen." And she goes, "I'm just telling you that you was meant to see her." She said, she was like, "Because I don't know what you saw, but if that's what you seen, then you were meant to see her." And so I said, "So it was a visitation." She said,
Wow.
"Yes." She needed you to let her cross over to the other side. Then I was just all of a sudden more curious. I told her because I would turn on my TV. Back then we had UHF, VHF. And even then we didn't have cable because I couldn't really afford it. But I would get white noise, I told her, and I heard people talking. I said, now the funny thing is, I would have my brother, my sister there, and other people, and we're trying to change the channel. I'm the only one that hear voices coming out of the TV, and they don't hear it. I asked her, is that normal? And she was like, no, but you have a gift. I was like, you call that a gift? She's like, yeah, because not many people can do that.
Yep.
You can hear something that they can't. And there was a name for it. I forgot what the name was that she gave me, but she said, you can make use of that gift. And so after that, I had a transistor radio, and I was still living in the same house that I lived in when she had passed. And I would turn the knob, up and down, up and down, and I would hear people talking. And so I would respond, but I would respond out of respect,
Uh-huh.
you know, and I just did this for myself as a hobby. Come to 1998, the show Ghost Hunters come on TV. Jason Hawes and Grant Wilson, and they're using what's called an SB7. And so I'm watching them and listening to them and listening to what they say. And I'm kind of like blown away because I'm thinking to myself, man, all this time I thought this was a white thing. Here, all of a sudden, I'm hearing this stuff, I'm seeing this stuff. How can this even be possible? And so I became more and more curious. And so I started talking to spirits, you know, and there was a lady that lived down the street from me. Her husband had just passed away. And I said, ma'am, can I come over and can I do something? I want to see if maybe your husband can come through for you. And so I pulled out the little transistor radio and I started playing, just moving the knobs up and down, up and down. And I heard voices coming out of it. And he said, hello. And then he said his name. And I asked her, was this name so and so? She was like, yes, that was my husband. I didn't know this lady from Jump Street. Never met her before in my life. I only knew that her husband died because I seen all the funeral cars and everything that left her house and she was by herself. And so she asked me to do more. And then all of a sudden she started hearing it. And that's when I knew that I had this gift, and it made me think back to Miss Diane when she said, you got a gift that you just don't know until years down the road. This was Diane, my wife died in 84. I met Miss Diane in 85, and then this happened in 98.
Yep.
And I've been doing Spirit Box ever since.
But there's only one problem with that whole story. Miss Diane did not tell you the whole thing. You don't have a gift. You have gifts. Plural.
Right. I think she didn't tell me the whole thing because she didn't want to scare me because she was
Well,
always
yeah, that's understandable. I understand that. I literally just told everybody that you are much more powerful, have much more gifts that even you don't even know you have, but you use them, but just kind of chalk it up to, you know, I'm able to do this, and you put a different name on it and stuff like that. But no, I've told you for years that you are a very special person. Have I not?
Yeah, you have.
And that's one of the reasons why I'm sticking to them, because it's like finding a brother or another partner that could understand what you're going through. Because like I said, my gifts, I think they're all curses. Absolutely, I think they're all curses. Again, the biggest one is knowing people before I even know who the frick they are,
But
and I
now
hate that.
here's the blessing out of this also. I met Jen in 97. And Jen was into the paranormal also. And so we started doing this stuff together in 98, where we would go out and talk to spirits. And we've been doing this ever since together. Now our daughter Des, she's like a sensitive. The boys are very sensitive, especially Manny. So it's just, when we go out and we do these spirit box sessions, and it's like I tell people, we don't have to film it. There's times like last night. that we'll do a spirit box session just to do it,
Yeah,
and we don't film it.
yeah, we
You
do
know,
it
there's
all
a
the time.
lot of times. You know, so some people, and you're right. Uh, some people don't realize they have a gift until later on down the road.
And then even then, they'll deny it, and that's what's really sad. And that's one thing I could tell. I could tell you if you got a gift or not. I've always been able to do that. You know,
Mhm.
there's people that say, "Oh, I have this gift." No, you don't. You have a gift, but it's not the one you're thinking. And
Right,
that's what really confuses me because a lot of people we know have gifts. Everybody has a gift. Let me get
right,
that out right now. Everybody has a gift. They're just not tapped into it. It's never awoken. It's like everybody has cancer cells.
right,
Every person alive has cancer cells. It's not awoken. It's not activated. But they
right.
have it. That's the same thing with gifts. Everybody has gifts. And the most
Hmm.
common one is empathy.
Right, right. And that's why I think me and Jim was actually. I think sometimes I think my ex-wife brought us together because of that. For one thing.
No, you just saw that white man and said, damn.
No, no, it wasn't that. But here's another. Here goes the helicopters. Another irony
Wait,
is my wife now and my ex, they're the same height.
wait for that knock on the door.
I'm waiting for him to see him jump over the fence. Um, but Jen and my ex, I can't say ex, my past wife, they're the same height.
My late wife.
Yes, my late wife, they're the same height, 4'11".
That's why I said you saw that little white meat and you said, damn.
And we've been together now going on 28 years.
Congratulations.
It's a blessing that I can say that.
How did she put up
And
with you that long?
helicopter so close.
Get the help
I know, I'm looking.
and more cops. I just seen them running. They got the oh, we don't know. They got the sheriff over right now. He just pulled up on him.
I got this curtain here. It's wide open, so I can see the whole back. They had a woman hostage in the house right in front of us.
Damn.
That's crazy. And I got it on camera. My camera catches the guy running out the house with the police chasing him.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
I still think the craziest thing is we had that bullet fly over your apartment complex and hit your van.
Yeah.
That's
And
crazy.
yeah, and a blessing because it didn't hit Manny. It was right at Manny's bed.
Wow. Wow, wow,
I'll
wow.
never, and I got that video still up of when our car windows got shot out from the last place we lived at. That's why we had to get out of there. It was a war zone. But at the same time, there also that same night caught something paranormal.
Uh-oh.
So it was two for one. Jeez.
All right.
I
So,
know. He's still running then.
Oh, yeah.
So I got to keep my eye on this backyard. Popeye? Is he outside?
Yeah,
uh,
yeah, he's back there.
You can hear the sound.
Yo, it's the time to move. If we had the money, we would. But unfortunately, even if we had the money to move, I got to get that truck fixed first. That truck and that van. So, yeah, we're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place right now.
that's the same with us. If we could move, we had the money, we'd be out of here so fast. And that's just because the house should be condemned. Absolutely should be condemned. I got a new leak developing in the ceiling over my computer system.
Really?
Yeah, I could see it bubbling in the ceiling. So I got to clean up the room a little bit and then reposition my computer system because I sure hate to have that get destroyed by leaky roofs.
Do I think he will come back where the police are? Some people are stupid like that. They really, I think they are. They're stupid. Some people just,
Well, it's safer to come back to where you started because
well,
they're not.
if he
Well,
did now, the police sit right in front of that house.
yeah, but normally what they'll do is because they already searched the premises, so it's cleared. Even though they're still sitting there, where's the best place to hide? The place that they just cleared.
See, and that's what it messed up at. When they were all back there, a police officer should have been standing at that doggone garage door,
Exactly.
and they didn't. They dropped the ball on that. There's no one over there. He could run back into the house now. This is not a cop over there whatsoever.
Unless they got somebody that can memorize his face and everything else, which would be kind of hard to do if they're moving. All you have to do is change his shirt, and he can stand right there with the people out there probably watching this whole thing. You're surprised, that it's sort of like that Superman uh, identity hiding thing. You think he's wearing glasses. How much are you hiding? You'd be surprised what a pair of glasses could change a person's identity. How a hat can change a person's identity. It's the simple things, but it's not stupid. It actually does work. Because people only look for what they've seen. They don't think about the change-ups. I used to work security at stores. It's another gift of mine. I can read expressions. And he's over here yapping, and we can't hear a word he's saying, so he must be on the phone or something. Well, yeah, they'll do that if it's overtime, but I'm talking immediately. If you want to hide, just go back to the place they just cleared. And like Eddie said, nobody's watching the garage. I gotta get me some water. Good old-fashioned water. There's Cody. There's Fangs.
I'm sorry, that was my next door neighbor, Joel. He's also the landlord. He was our landlord of the last place we lived at.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's funny that he was our landlord at the last place, the one that was haunted, where we first met you.
Yeah.
And he was our landlord of that house.
Yeah, I met him. Remember, you had him over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now he's our next door neighbor.
Just can't shake him, huh?
I know, and he's watching what's going on too. He said he's got his gun by his side.
Mom's out there. She's right. She's out in the yard right now. She's blocking.
Your mom, she's locked. Okay.
Who went outside?
Jim went to lock the garage door
Oh.
because that's okay. Because I'm looking right here at our fence,
We got all these windows from the computers.
and here I'll show you.
Well, I believe you.
That's our backyard. Not much to see, I know.
Damn.
And the helicopters are flying over.
I've got a question for you. Did you bring the fence from the old place?
No, I wish I could.
It's the same. It's the same fence.
I know.
Boy, they're not really imaginative in Texas, are they?
No, no, unfortunately not.
They just took off again.
But the helicopters, I just heard them.
No, police, they took off again.
They probably see them. They're probably looking for your mom. I'm gonna go out there and tell the sheriff, here she right here. She right here.
That,
She's so small they can't see her.
that,
Huh?
probably on the news.
Mhm.
Probably will be on the news tonight.
Yep. Eyefitness News.
iFitness News. Oh, damn.
Damn, these helicopters, boy, there's just he's ducking somewhere. The police gonna be combing backyards.
It's no way.
These Bexar County sheriffs don't play.
Snitching, that's the thing. They probably have to go door to door. Who's gonna snitch on them?
Well, I know he's still up that way because that's where the helicopter's looking.
Huh. Why do you always have the excitement? It's boring over here.
Hey, this ain't Hollywood. This is Hollywood. There's always something going on over here.
No shit, man.
That's why we're trying to get out of the hood. We want a place in the country so bad. That's what we want. We want a place in the country away from the city so that we could just have the country life.
Hell,
That country life I never had.
we're only 4 blocks from downtown, and it is so boring here. I mean, we get excited when a cop or an ambulance or the fire department goes off. That's 2 blocks, and we're like, "Where's it going? Where's it going? What's going on?" And God forbid if they actually come down our street, everybody's out of the house. What's going
Mhm.
on? You know?
Huh?
Mom said they didn't bring out the canine dogs.
That'll be the next step. Bringing out the canine.
My question is, the hostage okay?
Huh?
Is the hostage okay?
Yeah, she's fine. They got but I guess the Joel was saying that they got her in handcuffs.
What?
So she might be, I don't know, maybe an accessory to whatever's going on over there.
Yeah, but if she was the hostage, I don't understand that
Yeah, I thought she was the hostage, and maybe she wasn't.
unless they
Because
got it,
why would they put handcuffs on a person that was hostage?
they've really taken this detaining to a whole new meaning.
Mm-hmm.
Because nowadays, you see all these cop shows, the very first thing they do is they detain you.
Uh-huh.
I mean, before they even ask any questions, I've seen it so many times where now they just, we're not arresting you, we're just detaining you. And that's
Right.
the very first thing they're doing is that they're putting cuffs on you.
Right.
You could be the victim, bleeding out from the neck and stomach and all that. Nope, they're going to put cuffs on you and say, we're just detaining you. What?
Wow.
Either way.
I was reading what Q Kitty said. That brings me back at a time where the police walked in my house and see me in bed.
Oh man, I would have been rich by then.
Kelly said, that's what I said. He said he was bored. Well, here you go.
Yeah, but now I'm getting tired. Too much excitement in one show. Come on now.
Pam said our whole neighborhood comes out but doesn't do anything but gossip when fire and ambulance pull up. I think that's a lot of neighborhoods too. They gossip, don't really know what's. They
Yep,
just gossip and assume.
yep, yep. Did I ever tell you the time? Did I ever tell you the time one of the deliveries? It was my first delivery of the day, getting started. I had it delivered on this street, and it was only one side you could park on. And unfortunately, I was facing the other direction. I said, "Screw this! I ain't turning around. I'm going to get this delivery delivered." So I parked on the no parking side in front of this person's house. Went
Hmm.
up, dropped it, took the picture, come out, and I hear sirens. Now, all the time while I was going to the house, I could hear these sirens. But I'm not thinking out too much of it because I'm working, right? So I put it up, got back to the car, and realized the sirens were right behind me. And up comes behind me is this fire truck. I was like, holy shit. They're serious
Mhm.
about parking on the wrong side of the house, wrong side of the street. So I stopped what I was doing and moved forward, and here comes another car. Here comes another emergency vehicle. I was like, what the fuck? And I mean, they were right behind me. I thought they were
Mhm.
just blaring the sirens because I was blocking them. I didn't know what the hell was going on. But the only thing that ran through my mind was, man, they take parking on the wrong side of the road seriously around here.
Yeah, you got that right.
But that started my day, and I was like, well, this is gonna be a shit day. Oh my god, I'm so tired.
Hey, don't let us bore you.
No, I'm not you. It's just the energy. Hey, so what you are gonna go live later tonight then?
Yeah, there's a possibility that we're gonna go live and do another one of those real or fake.
Oh, I hope you do.
I've had a lot of people ask me for it, and I might have found my niche. I might have found my niche because I thought about doing reaction videos, but I was gonna record them. But I like doing them live instead of recording them. Because that way I can get everybody in the chat. What do they think?
Yeah, and that's the best way to do it. Not after the math, during the
Hmm.
actual showing. So
Right. So yeah, uh, be watching for me. I would say keep your notifications on, but you just, you know, me and notifications, I don't know what it is, just don't go hand in hand.
hold on a second. Let me do something real quick. I gotta find your ass. Yeah, and you gotta look hard to find them too. Oh, you managed to get yours changed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Eddie, the one half of a couple. Jen, she's somewhere else right now. This is their show. Generally, they do live shows on Sundays, something to do with paranormal, cryptics, and stuff like that. But he's found something that he did last live show, and he's going to do it during the day, maybe possibly even tonight. Anyways, this is his link. Make sure you click on it, subscribe, turn your notifications on, let them know Ghost Dog sent you if you want, and stay alive.
And you're right, Kelly. Christina goes on at 5, so it's gonna be way after that. Probably when she goes off, I may come on.
So until then, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get my ass out of here. I'm going to get me something to drink, some milk, calm my stomach down. Hell,
Mhm.
I might even just go right back to bed. Fuck this. So until then, you guys all stay safe, stay blessed. Definitely keep it between the lines. Eddie, any last words?
uh, God bless you all. Hopefully, we see you all again soon, God's willing, and we love you.
Uh, where's Cody?
Cody, I think he's with his mom.
Because the reason I mentioned Cody is one of his sons. He is starting to get picking up some traction, YouTubing and TikToking and like that. Cody, what is the name of your show? Does anybody, if any of my people out here or anybody out here has got
Let me
Cody's
see.
YouTube
Let me
channel,
see if I can find it. It's Cody Vlogs Adventures, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me type it in here.
copy
There.
paste.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna how did Tony get on there? Let me go on let me go on this. You just do all shorts?
Anyways, Cody is starting to get some traction in the YouTube world, TikTok world. Uh, it would be nice if you guys could give him some support, show him some support, show him some love, uh, and him getting his journey, new journey going.
Okay, I got it. So let me wait a minute here. That's his shorts. So let me do now this is your shorts. Is this the only one you got, Cody?
I think it's called about adventures, my new one.
Adventures?
Yeah. Come here. My first channel I couldn't get into because my other account was my email.
Well, so far I'm only seeing your shorts.
Yeah.
I can't. So
Cody,
yeah, I'll put his shorts in there.
Cody, just say something from YouTube. Put something in the chat.
I'll put his shorts in there. So do that and then. So there's Cody's shorts right there.
You know what? I want to do what Eddie does sometimes. Anybody else wants to put their YouTube channel in? Put it up there. Get them
Yeah,
out there.
then put your name on it.
Let's get some subscribers going around here.
Yes, I want to raise you guys up. Pam Syme, I want to get you one day on a Sunday. Let me know what Sunday you're available, and let's get you on the show. How's that sound, Pam? I would love to get you on the show so that you can talk about your channel. And I'm glad to see that you finally got over 500. You're getting there, Pam, and I'm glad that you keep going. I am so glad. So what we'll do is you come on and we'll just talk about your channel and how you got started and all that good stuff.
I'm just waiting to see if anybody's going to throw anything up. Then I'm going to get out of here.
Because this Sunday I do have a special guest coming up.
Well, anytime you come up, you're always my special guest.
And I appreciate that all the same.
All right. Well, if it's going to come up, people are going to send it out. They would have sent it out by now.
Yep.
All right, guys. Take care. Love you guys. And
Hey, we love you too. And we love everybody out there.
like I said, make sure you click on both these links for the YouTube, especially Eddie and Jen for right now. And turn your notifications on, subscribe, and show them some love, as Eddie would say. And good chance they may be live again tonight. It isn't a promise, but it's definitely a good possibility. So until then, y'all take care. God bless. And thank you for everything you've done for this family and my best friend's family.